What is going on, guys? We are back playing some more Surviving with Thaumcraft 5. Now today, guys, we're going to be messing around with the node stabilizer and the node magnet. So there is actually a lot of research and work involved with getting these, a lot of infusions that need to be done, all that good stuff, which I'm going to cover. So hopefully you guys will bear with me at the beginning here. So the first two things we're going to be looking into getting research for are the node stabilizer, and then right here, I'll go over that one in a second, but the first one is the node stabilizer. So I'm going to put that research right in here. You guys can feel free to pause the video, and if we look in the book, the node stabilizer is going to be right here. So I did already do the basic ore manipulation research to get the totem, but you do need to have that to actually get the node stabilizer. So we're going to take that one and we're going to research that, and that's going to give us access to the next thing that we need to research in a little bit. Okay, so the next research that we actually have to get is going to be the biothalmic mines. Now, combining the node stabilizer research and the biothalmic mines research is what's going to allow us to get the node magnet, because right now, if we look in the Thaumaturgy tab, the node stabilizer has nothing connected to it, and that's because we do need the biothalmic mines research. Now, getting the biothalmic mines research, or the ability to even actually get the research note for it, is a little bit of a hassle. So you need the Golemancy tab, and if you don't have this, it might be a little daunting to get. Really, it's pretty simple. All you have to do is get a snowman or a snow golem, and you're just going to use your thermometer on that. You're going to scan it, and it will give you this tab. Then you have to research the Clockwork Minds right here, which is just going to be pretty simple. And then after that, that is going to allow you to get the biothalmic mines research, but you're going to have to scan either an angry zombie or a zombie brain. So once you have that, you're going to do the research for it, and I'll show you the note right now, which is going to be this. Not super bad to make, and I got pretty bad placement right over here if you're wondering why there's this weird thing going on with the air and the vacuos or whatever, but yeah, usually you wouldn't have to do that. I did bend it and curve it a little bit to get it to connect, but relatively simple research. I'll let you pause the video, take a look at that. And now we're going to take it out and we're going to research it. So we have the biothalmic mines research now, and if we come back up to the Thaumaturgy tab, you can see that we have the node attraction research, and that is what's going to be the node magnet. So it works with magnets. So we're going to click on that. We're going to get the research note, and I'm actually going to hop off camera, finish this one up real quick, and then we'll jump back and continue working. Okay guys, so I'm back. I just finished the research. This one, again, you can pause if you want to take a minute to look at it. We're going to grab that out, and we are going to research this. So for the most part, the painful portion of the research is done, but now it's actually a very long process to craft the node magnet. The node stabilizer is really easy to get, and that's what's going to be pretty much the housing for the node once we get it over into the base. But to actually attract it over to the base is what's going to be using the node magnet, and that's obviously the most important part. Another thing to note, and we'll go over this a little bit more once we have the node magnet, is it does attract monsters to it because of the noise it makes, and there isn't an actual piece of information on this yet, but once we place it down, it will say it unlocked a little bit more information about it, and then there'll be another page saying that the humming is really annoying, that the noise it creates when it's working, and that's going to attract monsters. And it actually does have a health bar on it, and so monsters can kill it, creepers will blow up on it, so you are going to want to put walls around it, or at least make sure nothing can get to it. And along with that, you also don't want to stand on it or bump into it too much, because then that's going to break it too. And as you're about to see, the crafting process is not the most enjoyable thing. So in here, I have a lot of stuff going on. And first off, we can craft the node stabilizer. I'm only going to be using one on camera today, just because, you know, there's really no point in having a ton of them. I'm going to show you guys how to use it, and then I'll mess around with it a little bit more in the off-camera time that I have. But it's relatively simple to craft, no infusions, just in the arcane workbench. And I think we should have everything we need right now. Oh, great, I am missing an item for this. What am I missing? We have the stone bricks, we have the night ore, we have the piston. Oh, I'm missing the gold. I didn't grab the gold out of here? Oh, I did not. Okay, there we go. Now we're good to go. And we just need to let this recharge real quick. Which one did it not have enough of? Huh. Maybe it was ordo. I don't know. I'll take this out and let this recharge again, because we might need to... Yeah, we definitely are going to need to use the workbench again. But we have the node stabilizer, and I'm going to put them down over here. I think I'll put this one right... I'll put it right here for now. You might notice that we have a lot of nodes outside that were not there before, and if we take a look at the aura in the area, it's refilling very nicely around us. Even the Perdicio is refilling pretty nicely, but that's because I went and I got a bunch more silverwood saplings and just went crazy planting them all around us, got some nodes, and now they're close enough that we can actually use the node magnet to pull them in. It does have a max range, I'm not exactly sure, but at a certain point it's going to stop trying to pull things into it because there's none within the, visible distance if you're standing there. So, obviously there's tons of nodes out in that direction, but I can't see any of them, and it's not going to try and pull them in because they're too far away. So now we get to go and actually work with crafting the node magnet. Now this is going to take forever. I'm just warning you guys, because right here, this is the node magnet crafting, but there is a lot that needs to be done before that, and we do have the Morphic Resonator that we need, the Thaumcraft Mind that we need, and then with that, you need to do the Clockwork Mind, and with that, you need to get some brass. So first things first that we're going to start out with is going to be the brass. So I do have some brass in here, but I only had a limited amount of brass, so we're going to be turning these 4 iron nuggets into brass really quickly over here. So we'll just throw these in, and we want it to be brass. Okay, well, for some reason it didn't want to let me click on the brass right away, but I got it working. So we got our 4 alchemical brass ingots there. We can hop back over here, and then we're going to need to take 3 of them, and we're going to have to craft them into brass plates. And I also did come across 2 more brass plates in one of my other chests, which is great because we do need to... Oh gosh. Okay, pay no attention to that. We did discover more research, though. Where did we discover that? Let's see if we can find it. If we can find it anywhere in here. Huh? No, I'm not seeing it. Okay, well, maybe it's somewhere else that we missed, but whatever. That kind of scared me a little bit. But the next one is going to be turned into the brass nuggets, and then we need to grab out that last iron ingot from in here, and that is going to be crafted with some of the nuggets into the brass gear. So now we need to go, and we don't need to make the Morphic Resonator yet, or I guess we could. I do have a leftover Taint Shard, which is great because you need one for the Morphic Resonator. I made those a while ago, and I guess I just had one spare one from when we went to the Nether. So that's going to take 2 brass plates. We are going to need to make some extra glass panes, and it's going to simply be like that, and then we need to throw our wand back in here, and Morphic Resonator. So there we go. That is the centerpiece done for this, so I'm actually going to go throw it down right over here, just because I need to keep as much space in my inventory as possible. And now we're going to go back to the node magnet. So we got the centerpiece done. We have brass gear, brass plate, iron block, and great wood plank ready to go. So now we just need the Thaumcraft Mind, and then we need all of these crystals, which are actually relatively easy to make. So the Thaumcraft Mind needs a zombie brain and a clock, which I already have in here. Oh, you know what? I totally forgot. We need to do that as an infusion too, so we got to take this off of here. Yeah, because we need to open up space for this first infusion. But the next thing that we're going to need to do is get the Clockwork Mind, which is relatively simple. It's going to be a brass gear, 2 brass plates, a comparator, and then the stained glass panes. So we have all of that right here. We can, using the special effect of this, so that's great. We'll throw this back in there, get the Clockwork Mind, and I'm not going to hold my pick when I'm doing that anymore. So the Clockwork Mind is going to be the centerpiece right over here, and then we're going to need to pull out the zombie brain and the clock. We'll put one over here, one over there, and let's check really quick what it needs. I'm positive we have what it needs. Oh, okay, so yeah, it's going to need Cognito and Machina, or Machina, however you want to pronounce it. Yeah, so I have 53, and where is Cognito? Oh gosh. There we go, Cognito. Okay, so Cognito is relatively easy to get to. I want to see if you can get it from paper. You know what? Let's take a look. Can we get it from? Yeah, you can get it from paper. That's where I got it from. So we should be good to go. I did most of the Essentia smelting before the episode because last episode I almost forgot to do it, and so I got a little bit ahead of the game. But we can. Oh, give me my. There we go. We can go. This is. I doubt this is going to have any instability to it, but we can watch it just to be sure. Now, the one that's going to be really, really crazy to work with is going to be the node magnet itself, because that one has moderate instability, and we actually need to add more pedestals just for that one, because it requires 11, so we need 12. So, yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. So now we have the Thaumcraft Mind, and we can come back over here and start setting this up. I did it again. I used the pick. We're swapping these out right now. Okay, there we go. So we have the Salus Mundus, we have the seeds, and then we've got one of each type of shard, and that's what we're going to be needing for making the crystals. So get those, and there we go. So these are relatively easy to make. The only annoying part is just going to be that we have to throw them on there one by one. So it's going to be the shard in the center, the seed, and then the Salus Mundus, and then let's get our wand out so we can do this as quickly as possible. And these are relatively easy to make. There shouldn't be any instability with them, but if we look at them, it's negligible. It takes some vitreous, some perditio, and some vinculum, and then it's going to be using the shard for its type, and then seed and Salus Mundus, and that's it. So like I said, relatively quick, and then we can just swap it out with a different one, throw these down, and let it go again. And once these are done, then we are nearing the end of the node magnet, get the crafting of it. And this is the main reason why I said you want to make sure you're not going to break the node magnet, is because you'd have to do a lot of this over again. It'll break and give you some of the pieces that you'd use to make it, but not nearly all of them. So a little bit of a pain in the butt, but I don't think it should be that bad. So I'm going to hop off camera, finish doing the rest of these, get it all set up, and then we'll jump back to actually make the node magnet. Okay guys, so I just finished the last infusion on the last crystal that we need, so now we should have everything in my inventory good to go that we need to make the node magnet. And you can see I have 4 more arcane pedestals, because if we click on the node magnet and we go around counting these, it should come out to 11, and right now we only have 8 pedestals. We don't even use up 8 pedestals for most of the infusions we're doing, but I think the way that we can go about this so that we don't mess everything up too much is going to be to just break these candles, put them on the corners, and then we can put the candles elsewhere in here. So yeah, I think we should just be able to do this, hopefully. I don't see why not. And then we can put the candles somewhere like right in here. Okay, so now we can go around and start adding all of the stuff that needs to go here, and I guess the portion that can be uneven will be these 2 pedestals right here. I'll put nothing at that back corner one, so we can just start going around. Wow, these don't automatically go into my inventory slots. Come on, InventoryTweaks. Okay, so we grab all of those out. The Morphic Resonator is going to have to go in the center. Put that one back there. And then what do we have left? It's going to be the Great Wood Plank, Brass Gear, and Block of Iron. So Morphic Resonator in the center, Great Wood Plank, Brass Gear, Block of Iron, and what else? What am I missing? There's something else. Oh, Brass Plate. 1 brass plate that's supposed to go on here. So everything should have something across from it except for that 1 crystal right there. So we're going to come back over here, and everything should be good to go. Let's take a quick look just to make sure. So Aurum, we should have a full container of that. 32 Modus and 16 Machina. So good on that, and good on that. So let's go. We just got to make sure that we pick any of these up that are going to fall off. And I'll put this down here just because if one of these falls off, we want to make sure it goes right back in here. Oh, here we go. Now this does take a while, fair warning, but I want to do it on camera just because I'm pretty sure something's going to pop off from one of these. And right here I should have a perfect view of everything, so I can just keep scanning it. There's no way something bad doesn't happen. This is moderate instability. I want to say that that's the highest we've ever done, and things have popped off before, so so far so good. Now, this whole process has just been to get 1 node magnet that honestly is probably going to break. There's at least a 90% chance I break this. Probably not in today's video, but just walking around the base randomly, so I am probably going to put stuff to like rope it off or just surround it in other blocks, because if you don't know, the nodes can move through blocks, so it'll be able to pull it through the wall. We don't have to worry about working it into our base very slowly, but you do want to make sure that you keep this well protected, because this whole process is very annoying to actually have to do. Now, okay, so now it's starting to suck the items in, so this is the crucial part where we want to make sure nothing is going to pop off, because if it needs to suck an item in and it can't do that, then that's a problem. Okay, so far so good. It takes forever when it needs to suck 11 items in. Whoa. The sound's going all wonky. Oh, there we go. Okay, it's back. And last but not least, get the brass plate. And there we go. We got the node magnet, guys. Awesome. So we got the node magnet. I want to make sure I place that down in the correct spot. And then we've got, make sure the doors are closed. And then we have the, where did I put the node stabilizer? Oh, I already put it down over there. That's right. Okay, so the node stabilizer does not look like it's, initiated yet. It hasn't started working yet, because the minute a node comes over it, then these little pieces at the bottom here will extend out and it'll create a little bit of an orb that it will contain it in. But I'm curious which one this is going to try to suck in first. So what I might do is place the node magnet here, and then whichever one it starts sucking in, if it sucks in the node that's over there, then we'll keep the node stabilizer there. If it sucks in a node from over there, we'll move it over here, because you want it to hit the node stabilizer while it's on its way in, and then it'll capture it. So we can throw it down right, I'll throw it down right here for now, and see which one it starts sucking in. So it's sucking in that one right there, and I do want to break this real quick so that we can pick it up. Don't bump that. Okay, so yeah, it's sucking that one in, and we're gonna put that down there, and you can see it does have health. I don't know if I heard it or if it starts like that, but you can see the noise it makes will attract monsters if they're nearby. And we can take a look in the book, the Thaumonomicon, really quick at what we just learned. So you can see there's a new page added to the Thaumaturgy tab, and it's under the node attraction. And if we go all the way over, it says, the moment you place down the node magnet, you'll notice something strange. It has an inaudible humming noise that still manages to set your teeth on edge. Angry grunts and howls from the area seem to indicate that you are the only one, or you are not the only one disturbed by the noise. Okay, so, oh, what? It's stuck below this? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I needed to put this up one block, didn't I? Oh, okay, so let's try breaking this. I might need to move this down one to show you guys how it works. Okay, so it is currently on this block, so let's put it down one. Okay, so now it contains the node, and this is now sucking in a different node because it can no longer touch that one. So that's a pure Ignis node, and yeah, that'll help recharge all the Ignis around us. But that's not really the one we were worried about. We really want a Perditio one. And yeah, you can see that one's been drained already. This one's sucking in a Terra one right now. But that's where I'm going to call it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you found it entertaining or informative in any way, please feel free to give it a like, as it does help me out a lot. And I will talk to you guys later.